Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent, and here are the top stories. Warring Ukraine declares readiness for elections. Anambra APC members blast Tinubu government over federal appointments. Adeleke declared sole Accord Party candidate for Osun elections, and PDP faults Fubara's defection to the APC. Details now. Thank you for staying tuned. The world news at 12 begins outside the shores of Nigeria, where Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is saying the country is ready for elections after U.S. President Donald Trump repeated claims Kyiv was using the war as an excuse to avoid holding the elections. Zelensky's 5-year term as president was due to end in May 2024, but elections have been suspended in Ukraine since martial law was declared after Russia's invasion. Speaking to reporters following Trump's comments in a wide-ranging political interview, Zelensky said he would ask for proposals to be drawn up which could change the law. He said elections could be held in the next 60 or 90 days if security for the vote was guaranteed with the help of the United States and other allies. Discussions around holding elections have made headlines since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Russia has consistently claimed Zelensky is an illegitimate leader and demanded new elections as a condition of a ceasefire deal, a talking point which has been repeated by Trump. In a tragic development, a fatal crash on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Tuesday claimed 3 lives and left several others seriously injured, according to the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA. In a statement posted on its official X handle today, LASMA said the accident occurred near the Secretariat, heading towards the Otedola Bridge. According to the agency, 3 vehicles were involved in the collision. Emergency responders from the Lagos State Ambulance Service Lasambus were on the scene administering medical care to the injured victims, while LASMA officers and personnel of the Nigerian Police Force were also present, managing traffic and maintaining order. Efforts continue to clear the crash site and restore normal traffic flow. Motorists were advised to exercise caution when approaching the area. Meanwhile, Adamawa State government has taken action to support victims of the communal clash in the Lamode local government area by settling the medical bills of 11 persons currently receiving treatment at the specialist hospital for various degrees of injury. Deputy Governor Professor Khalid Tapwa Ferauta visited the hospital to identify with the victims and urged the warring factions to set aside their grievances, reminding them that development cannot take place without peace. Meanwhile, a Bachama group, the Pene de Boitille Development Association Worldwide, has escalated the crisis by demanding a probe into the alleged killing of 12 women during a protest in the Rigangun and Waduku areas of Lamode on July 24, 2025. In a statement issued on Tuesday by its General Secretary Emmanuel Pwakavi Bapatu, the association expressed grief and outrage over the incident. The group alleged that the women, who were reportedly carrying leaves and singing peace songs, were shot by soldiers deployed to the community to maintain order. The protest was over the delayed arrival of military personnel to curb earlier violence. The PDBDA described the incident as a massacre, stressing that the women were unarmed, posed no threat, and were not engaged in any violence. The association condemned the alleged gross violation of human rights and rules of engagement and called for decisive action against the soldiers involved. The incident is linked to earlier communal attacks that erupted on July 7 and July 17, highlighting the continued deterioration of the security situation in the area. In a recent development, members of the All Progressives Congress APC in Anambra State on Tuesday accused the President Bola Tinubu administration of abandoning loyal party members in the state and the sharing of federal appointment. The group operating under the APC Anambra State Liberation Movement spoke at a press conference held in Abuja, where it alleged systematic marginalization of party faithfuls in the state. The members said that federal appointment slots meant for APC loyal loyalists were allegedly given to non-party members and individuals from rival political parties. They claimed that the ministerial slot for Anambra was ceded to the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, and that the managing director of the Southeast Development Commission was also appointed from APGA. The group further alleged that recent ambassadorial nominations from Anambra did not include non-APC members in the state. Meanwhile, Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State has been cleared as the sole governorship candidate for the Accord Party just hours after his high-profile defection from the People's Democratic Party, PDP. No fewer than 150 delegates from the party, 5 from each local government council area of the state, were seated at the venue to pick the party's governorship candidate through an affirmation process. Governor Adeleke formally resigned from the PDP on Tuesday evening, citing long-running dispute and crisis within the party's national structure as the reason for his departure. He immediately joined the Accord Party, signaling his intention to contest for his second term under a new platform. A statement issued this morning by the chairman of the Accord Screening Committee, Elder Ibe Tengot, who is also the party's national organizing secretary, confirmed that the governor had been cleared. Presenting a certificate of clearance to Governor Adeleke, Tengot stated that the governor has fulfilled all the requisite requirements for nomination and participation at the primaries. Responding, Governor Adeleke expressed his gratitude to the screening committee and the party leadership, affirming his readiness for the challenges ahead. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has described the defection of Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara to the All Progressives Congress, APC, as pitiful. Fubara announced his decision to leave the PDP for the APC at a stakeholders meeting at the government house in Port Harcourt on Tuesday. In his address at the meeting, Governor Fubara claimed that he did not receive protection from his former party, which influenced his decision to leave the ruling party. Reacting to the development in a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Ini Ememobong, the PDP, led by Kabiru Turaki, said the governor willingly traveled the path that took him to his destination. You're currently listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm now being joined by Honorable Shedrack Udugbai, all the way from Benin City in Edo State. Honorable Shedrack Udugbai was the special advisor to former Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki on youth affairs. Good afternoon to you, Honorable, and thank you for joining us today. Hello, Honorable, can you hear me? Good afternoon to you.
It's a pleasure being here, and I'm happy to be with you this afternoon.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you here as well. Let's actually begin with what is going on in Anambra State. Some people find this to be laughable, that members of the APC in the state went on a protest. They wore uniforms, they carried placards, and they were protesting that they were not considered in federal appointment. In fact, they are claiming that the appointment that was supposed to come to them as party faithfuls instead went to people that were APGA members. They say that ministerial slot that was meant for APC members in the state went to APGA. And also the director of the Southeast Development Commission was also supposed to come to APC members in the state, but went to APGA. Now we know that APGA has a stronghold in that state, but they align with the APC at the federal level. But then we also know that the president did not exactly win Anambra State during the 2023 elections. So now when these people come out to say that, oh, they actually... Can you hear me, Honorable Shedrack?
Yes, it's a very funny situation we have in Nigeria democracy as it has now become, because what we're saying is that an opposition party, the APGA, which ought to be playing a viral opposition, showing to us that it's possible to have a subnational government that has the capacity to work and deliver the dividends of democracy effectively, has now become an appendage or a subsidiary or an annex of the APC. And we see the sheer desperation of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who sincerely wants to return to power against all odds, different machinations, even against his own party, because he believes that the bulk of the political mileage is with the governor. We saw what happened in the election, where the president was practically not present. The vice president was not present for the flag of the candidate, a presidential candidate in Anambra State under the platform of the APC, because the presidency in itself had resolved to support Soludo of APCA. And Soludo on different occasions had gone to the president, we are wearing an APCA cup, had put the insignias of the chains of bondage, as I like to call it, on this insignia, the chains that signifies the candidacy or the political personality of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's funny, at the same time it's very, very irritating, because people cannot be a member of one party, one supporting and working for the interests of another party, which goes against the tenets of democracy. It is not in line with good governance, and it's very irritating. To now see members of the ruling party in a political platform protesting, I just sorry for all of them, because there's really, he has very little to tell of the political integrity of the state. I don't see, it's not a good thing for Nigeria, because today under Bola Ahmed Tinubu there's no longer a clear demarcation of what political position is, because the man does not give recourse to dissenting opinions. He does not want to hear constructive criticism. He's not interested in international best practice or superior arguments. So it is destruction for them. And then the APC of Anambra State is the APCA of Anambra State, and it's a very funny arrangement.
But why are you blaming the state for the action of a few loyal party members who believe that their loyalty should be rewarded with federal appointments? And that's why I was trying to remind you that the president did not win during the 2023 elections. The current president did not win any southeast state. Altogether in the southeast, he didn't even get up to 10,000 votes. So when these people say that their votes contributed to him being made president, and now they want to be rewarded for that, why are you blaming the state for the actions of a few loyal party members?
The way democratic government is designed to operate is not the basis of where you get vote, you give. No. Once you have been elected to govern, you govern the whole, you don't govern the faction. You won't say because the vote you got were from a particular state. Did Bola Ahmed Tinubu win his state? He did not win his state. But I bet you more than 50% of the infrastructural works that is coming to the southern Nigeria had gone to Lagos. So that argument does not fly. It is inconsequential, it is irrelevant, it is debased. It's an attempt to practice what I can best describe as a very dubious nepotism. If he had not won his state, but yet the state has enjoyed more than any state is assets, then that argument does not stand. Be it as even if he had won his state, whenever you get elected to govern a whole, the dividend of democracy is to be shared equally as a means of equity. This will go around. That's why the issue of federal character is stated explicitly in Nigerian constitution. So the argument to say that they only supported him, a few persons supported him there, so as a result of that, it's not going to drive home the dividends of democracy to those locations, shows to you how poorly the man conceals the concept of democracy. But let me explain to you, this man is going against his own grain. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, while the presidency, while Olusegun Obasanjo was president, he was the one controlling AD and AC in his own state.
Honorable Shadrach, you still seem to be blaming the president. Honorable Shadrach, right? Now, when this ambassadorial list recently came out, we could see people from different states on that list, where the president said he tried as much as possible to follow through with the federal character, where we have people from different states, from, just people who, from different states, from different walks of life in that list. His loyalists are saying that he is not pandering to them, and that is the problem. So why are you blaming the president for the actions of some members of the APC?
No, that's a false narrative. Yes, people from every geopolitical zone were picked, but majority of the people still came from the southwest. I don't have the numbers, but I saw the chart when it was released. Majority, if you add people from the south, add people from the southeast, it is not to those alone from the southwest. That's not equity, that's not fairness. Whatever he's saying is just trying to at least cosmetic approach to democracy, where you do something that is perceived to be dubious, and you come back to offer oral explanation for something that is theoretically obtainable, where we can see with our eyes the numbers are clear for us to relate to know that there's gross marginalization of other sector. Then you now want to say it is not. It's a lie. That I just say it's a lie. Bring out the fact, let's look at the numbers. It's a lie. Majority of them are still from the southwest, and people from the southwest alone is more than those from the south and the southeast put together, which spells out gross marginalization.
So the people who are protesting, they are right to protest.
They have legitimate grievances. Their grievance is legitimate. And what's more intrinsic is this: the way and manner this man drives home, he tried to destroy the opposition platform, is against his own grain. Him that came into power from the opposition, he has been in opposition since 1999. And the man, so people who are now falling to his whims and caprices, who are cowering to his tactics of politics from the opposition, do not know themselves. Because for me, if Tinubu could rise from opposition and get to where he is today, then what stops me too from also rising from opposition? Why can't I play the kind of politics he also played? To not say you want to leave opposition to support a man who grew from opposition shows that you do not know yourself or you don't understand the values or the principles of democracy. So when I see governors cowering to the whims and caprices, many of them who have nothing to lose, decamping just to correct the state so that there will be something for me, I give it to him. The man knows how to reward political loyalty. The man can divide Nigeria, create more parastatals, create more boards, create more commissions just to satisfy loyalists. Draw out a draconian list of ambassadorial appointments to ensure that everybody is captured. I give you credit for that.
Is it not the same loyalists that are complaining right now that they are not being captured, or you're saying these loyalists are not being captured because they are from the southeast?
The loyalists of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Anambra State can't carry members of APC. They are not members of the APC. APC is just an appendage of it's just for them to say let us have APC existing. But the real APC in Anambra State is APC. That's the dubious tactics they play as politicians, where you have persons today who are leaders or who are acclaimed leaders of the PDP, but they are Tinubu's cabinet campaigning for Tinubu to the destruction of the whole party. That's the kind of politics he plays. You should know that by now.
All right, while we're talking about this, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has defected to the All Progressives Congress, and he said that the PDP did not protect him. In his words, we were not protected where we were, and so we have to align with President Bola Tinubu's vision. The PDP has come out to counter that and then saying that he willingly traveled the path that took him to his destination, and it's not the PDP's fault if he could not protect himself as governor of Rivers State. Now, political analysts are assuming that this was as a result of the fallout that led to the state of emergency declaration in Rivers State. But the PDP has lost at least about 6 governors just this year alone.
You see, for Siminalayi Fubara, his case is a bit peculiar. The man obviously does not have the spine to be a governor, with all due respect to him. He appears not to have the spine or the muscle. There are ministers in Edo State. There's Adas Ali Oshomole. He does not, permit me to use the word, as clueless as Monday Okpebolo. But Adas Ali Oshomole still does not control him. There's Abubakar Mohammed doesn't control him. There are other states where you have PDP governors, where you also have a minister from the People's Democratic Party. Even if the governor wanted to move, it was not on the occasion, or don't broker that the minister. So Siminalayi Fubara does not have the boss, the political temerity, does not have the history. He has never been a partisan politician all his life. He was a mere Akata general who was brought behind the back door and made governor. He didn't even merit it. He didn't have what it takes to be a politician, let alone a governor. So for the man to now begin to play this kind of ugly, panky politics, I can't blame him. He was not trained, he was not schooled, he was not mentored. He was probably brought from the kitchen to become a governor. So as he's crying foul, I understand his position, his peculiar position. His position is peculiar. So he should continue in that direction. We can't cry more than the bereaved. We can't fight for a man who has chosen to lie. That you can wake a man that is sleeping, but you can't wake a man that is pretending to be sleeping. So let us leave. So for me, it's good readers to bad rubbish identity, because the Democratic Party cannot identify with such a weak character.
Fubara, was Fubara bad rubbish for the PDP? Was he baggage for the PDP? Was he bringing disrepute to the PDP?
It was worse than baggage, because he was the one that would have helped us put yes on Wike in check, knowing fully well that the man has left. He fought.
One would say that he actually tried to do that.
I know he tried, but he didn't have the political buzz. And now, instead of him to admit to the fact that he couldn't fight, he's looking for who to shift blame to say the PDP could not protect him, where he was the one that could not fight. I also still can't fault him so much, because it wasn't the fight between a sitting governor and an ex-governor. It was the fight between 2 sitting governors. Because while Fubara was governor of Rivers State, yes, Wike was governor of Abuja. He had almost equal resources with Fufura, and he was good at doling resources. He had the backing of the presidency, which was strong at that material point in time. So it was a battle he was organized to lose. But he himself was an astute politician who understands the ropes and the murky waters of politics, would have been able to build stronger structures in River State that would have helped him weather the storm. When yes, a week he wanted to turn him into a political stooge, he would have been able to at least show good results on account of the fact that he was governor. Amechi was minister when he had a battle with Wike. Did Wike collapse? Did Wike fall? Because Wike has grown through the ladder. He was formerly a local government chairman. He understands the nitty-gritties of Rivers politics. But this guy doesn't know jack. So if he's going there, let him go there, because that's the only place he can survive. And for me, I dare say, if the man is not like giving a return ticket to return under the platform of the APC to a governor of second tenure, who does not lose? See, it is better for you to say this was where the man stood, fought and died, than for people to come and say this is where the man ran into the bush. For me, I say that you stand strong, you fight your ground. A governor of 4 years, a governor of 8 years, you are governor nonetheless. There's no amount of money you have made these 4 years now that you say you want to go and make in the next 8 years, that if you don't make it, you will not become poor and broke. If you will become poor and broke after 4 years, I dare say, if you rule for 8 years, you will still be poor and broke. So I do not know this desperation about. Must you do 8 years? I don't understand why they are willing to sell everything they have just to get the second tenure when they know that they will remember as weakling and people who couldn't afford to stand for the party. But as I know, even if he does not want to go, he has followers who will tell him, sir, even if you don't want to go, I want to keep eating. It's not about values, it's not about virtues. It's no longer people anymore. It's not about our people. It's about we going to gather the resources of Lagos State, the River State, let us going to enjoy. So let him go. At least the paymaster will be, I don't know if Parliament will be lenient enough to grant, because it's not even within the ambit of his own, it's not within the proper of River State to decide, it's not within Yesoko to decide. It's Parliament who will decide that the guy has been loyal enough, whether he has kept to agreement, whether he has been faithful, whether he will go back again. But even if he goes back again, of what use will he be? It's better to be a living dog than to be a dead lion. So for me, as I said earlier, for the opposition in Nigeria, the opposition, not just the PDP, both for ADC, for all other political parties that are resolute on paying opposition, Fubara is best being with them so that we know those who are for us and those who are against us. Because it cannot be lukewarm. Even the Bible says those who are neither hot nor cold, they'll be spit out of the mouth. Just where we have expelled all those other people from PDP, that's the answer for us. Should just calmly go there.
Honorable, are you saying this because you're a member of the PDP?
Okay, even if I'm a member of APC, of what value does the man have? If I'm a member of APC and I know that the former guy, Peter Wike, can deliver APC to me, deliver River State to APC anytime, any day, why should I not be relying on somebody that does not steal the scale? He's just moving as one guy who is there, who controls the River State assets. Not necessarily a man who can call votes, who can make decisive move. It doesn't count now. You people should know that the man does not call the shots in River State politics. He's just one of the principal players and a non-decisive player. That's why the fact he holds a very decisive position. And as he goes into the APC, I dare say he will not be leader of the APC. He will be a boy in the APC. Yes, so we will be leader of the APC, calling the shot, deciding who gets what, when, and how. 12% will be on the corner. Let us see how many senators will endorse, how many House of Representatives will send, how many House of Assembly members will send. Those things are beyond his control. So let's just leave that for now. Even the local government that is with him now is not under his control. So what does he control? Does not control House of Assembly, does not control local government, does not control senators and House of Rep. He controls only himself, and even his commissioners were given to him. So the man is just there. He's just there.
You know, Honorable, one would wonder how come Fubara defected to the APC, let's say publicly, before Nyesom Wike, even though some Nigerians feel like he's already a member of the APC, just not a card-carrying member. But he's not declared, he's not defected to the APC, no. But Fubara has.
Yeah, the mission of Nyesom Wike, said the People's Democratic Party, has not ended. His mission is to ensure the destruction, the annihilation, the total extinguishing of the opposition platform. His own is the PDP, but appendage also controlling the Labour Party, and he has succeeded with those platforms. So until PDP is not able to stand or is not able to feed a candidate to oppose Tinubu in 2027, Wike will remain in the PDP. And if the PDP consists to him, or the court now say he controls the PDP, he will bring a candidate that will go and endorse Tinubu a week to election. So the man can't leave because his mission in the PDP is not concluded. So for us, who are political pundits, we see these things very clearly. It's not subject to debate. We understand the game everybody is playing, the role they have been apportioned to. And that's why we are decisive in our speech, we are decisive in our claims, to ensure that the Nigerian people will understand what is happening and the peculiarity of the Nigerian politics as it stands today.
Honorable, Governor Ademola Adeleke also left the PDP about a month ago. He has declared for Accord Party, and they've given him an express ticket to contest on the platform of the party and be their sole governorship candidate for the 2026 elections. And also, we are getting a new development that at least 7 Osun State governorship aspirants under the APC stepped down after meeting President Bola Tinubu earlier today.
So the APC governorship step down. Is there one? You know the APC now. The APC, they don't do primaries. They don't do congress. The APC, for God knows how long, they've never done any congress to elect a working chairman, state chairman, a national chairman. Even in governorship election, they don't do primaries. The one they did in Edo State was just a pure shamble. And they did primaries this Saturday. They say this person won. God president said, go and do it again. They did another one against this person won. Who I will play with? They practically pick and choose who will become candidates in the APC. That's not democracy. That's a democratic dictatorship. It's just Tinubu dictates every single thing that happens in the party. So for the APC, it's dead on arrival. That's why everybody who understands what democracy is, who is desirous of a sustainable democracy for the Nigerian people, cannot identify with the APC, because APC appears to be the most undemocratic party as I've seen in modern day Nigeria. So let's leave the APC, Shiranika, whatever. All they need to do, see, I bet you it's not even a game with the APC to declare to run, even when you know that you cannot win your local government, you can't win your ward. Just declare. When you go for that meeting, something will be crafted for you. One board, one nomination. They will put you in a Tinubu campaign organization. Then you're going to get an SUV and a bus. And you see, it's all about money. It's all about greed, personal interest. It's not about the people or good governance. So don't leave this APC alone. They have their peculiarities and the way they operate in their party. Coming to Adeleke, moving into the Accord party. Honestly, they don't know why I didn't go to ADC, because it would have been good. But I know the ADC, one of the strongest political giant in the ADC is from the state, the president of Rauf Aragbeshola, and both of them have not been in good terms in recent time. But this would have been an opportunity for him to shelve anything between them and approach me perhaps Alhaji Atiku Abubakar or the main leaders of the ADC to have given a better landing. Because I've seen pictures, I've seen videos of people being mobilized in Oshogbo by Rauf Aragbeshola. So if he wants to go into the opposition, it would have been more responsible for them to have something like a united opposition. If he goes to, imagine now, the PDP brings out the candidate, the APC brings out the candidate, Labour Party brings out the candidate, ADC brings out the candidate, and it comes out in accord. It's easy for them to now skew him out of the race. It's easy for Tinubu to now use the player state infrastructure to intimidate voters, to get the strongholds of his own perceived candidate, while they will now divide the votes of the opposition. It is easy for Adeleke for the INEC, the INEC appointed and operated by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to carry Adeleke's votes and dash it to ADC so that they will become higher, or carry Adeleke's votes and not give it to APC. Carry Adeleke's votes and give it to someone in Labour Party. Say take 5,000 of his votes, give it to Labour Party. Take under 5,000, give it to ADC. Take under 10,000, give it to PDP. Why you maintain our vote? So it's not hard to prove that it is APC that did the damages. That's why I tell them that if you want to go as an opposition, a united opposition is good. So I see this, for me, I do not know about the nitty-gritties or the peculiarities in details, because I will do that research subsequently, of Accord Party, APC, PDP, Labour Party, and ADC in the state as regards the visibility and the control of political structures or the control of voters in the street. But I know, what I can confirm is that Rauf Aragbeshola is fully on ground. He has his chalk. The APC has their chalk. Adeleke has his own chalk, which is also predominant. But the Labour Party and the PDP effect is what we have to calculate to know whether those ones we want to deprive. Because once those ones appear to have significant presence, Adeleke had made a technical error. Because what he would have gone for is a united opposition. Try to hold the PDP, of course, the PDP are with him. The PDP of the state now, they are moving with him into the accord. So I don't think lots of members will be left again in the PDP, or the PDP can control any significant structure. So the PDP structure in the state, if it is what I will assume it to do, is what he has annexed into the accord. So it's not like the PDP is on ground, but they have also made efforts to carry the ADC along, or maybe they will broker something before the election comes at hand. But a united opposition would have done him more good. I don't want to believe he's a fool or he does not have sense to have gone to accord. I believe he has his own reasons and he has his own political tools or perhaps some strategies under the box. But it's good that I didn't go to APC.
But can he win an election? Can he win the Osun State governorship election and complete a second term under the Accord Party? You've said that there might be machinations to take his votes and dash it to the APC candidates.
The APC cannot contest a free, fair, and credible election. They have never done any free, fair, credible election since Bola Ahmed Tinubu became president of the leader of the APC. The APC are known for rigging, outright manipulation of results. So what he's fighting against? He's not fighting against the voters of Osun State. That's what he should recognize. He's not fighting against whether he's loved, whether it will be voted, whether it will be accepted. No. If that's the case, there will no need for this analysis. It could go to a more irrelevant party and still win. But it's fighting against the might of the APC. It's fighting against INEC that did not constitute. INEC that was deployed, organized, and empowered by APC to do their bidding. It's fighting against the DSS, the police, the soldier, the military that he does not control. That's what he's fighting against. The election is against Adeleke and federal might, Adeleke and APC INEC, not against the people. The people have little or no say. If the people are unanimously overwhelmed by the man's capacity to deliver, if like 80 or 90% go and vote for Adeleke, then Adeleke will win. Generally, the people have joined him to resist federal might or rigging. But if like 40-something% go to vote for Adeleke, 20-something% vote for ADC, another 20% vote for the other party, then your APC now has some 30%, then the man is at great risk. Great risk. I didn't see.
One would think that he has actually taken all of this into account before his defection. And you said he should have joined the ADC. Does that mean you think that the coalition has a better chance of beating the APC in 2027?
The coalition is the only existing opposition against the APC. So there's no doubt whether they have a chance. The only chance there's any chance ever available, or any chance that will ever going to be available, is with the ADC. Because this current PDP, I'm a member of the People's Democratic Party, but I live in reality. Because I'm a PDP, I want to say, oh, the PDP will win. PDP is doing well. PDP is strong. PDP is gallant. I don't believe in foolery. I don't engage in such. What I engage in is purposeful politics, where the truths, because I believe in the principle of truth telling. And I believe that no, a lie, no matter how eloquently told, we go around the world and eventually come home to bow to the truths. And nothing, no strategy that is targeted to produce results can be anchored on a lie. So whether they say, oh, PDP is good, we are doing well, we have expected people, not, no, PDP is losing momentum by the day. And when they start getting momentum, I also come to say they have gained momentum. So if there will be any chance for anybody to put up a fight against this coalition, it is the coalition. Because the coalition have the best of people that can put themselves, both Atiku and Toby. And there's no room for any new giants. There cannot be the emergence of any new giant before now till 2027 that the People's Democratic Party can bring forth that we give momentum back to the party. So for me, I have seen it as a Waterloo. Is the ADC against the APC in 2027. There's nothing else.
All right, let's move away from politics for a few minutes and talk about the insecurity. The IG has actually sent the DIG, one of the DIGs, to restore peace in warring communities in Adamawa. Now, we got reports that recently 7 protesting women were gunned down by soldiers who were on a peacekeeping mission. And some Nigerians are asking, why should we be sending our soldiers on peacekeeping mission? Does it mean within Nigeria? I mean, these are internal scuffles within certain ethnic groups in the country, right there in Adamawa State. That isn't this supposed to be a work for the police? And why does it seem that some of our security agents are trigger happy?
The Nigerian police is weak, poorly empowered, heavily outnumbered, poorly motivated. The police we have here is just a remnant of what policing should look like in a responsible climate, even in a third world country. What we call police here is a totally incapacitated arm of government that can only back but cannot bite. The police here can only engage in civil crime. 2 people fighting, they take my land, this man is owing me money, somebody came to sleep with my wife. All those kind of cases what the Nigerian police can handle. Say there is armed robbery, guns are blazing somewhere, or there's massive kidnapping, or once it comes to firearm, people are shooting gun, or people are being killed. The Nigerian police they don't have the capacity to engage in such. So that's why we have now reduced the military to policing job. Be it as it may, we have to live with the reality. It's the poor leadership that have reduced every other institution to what it is today, so that they can continue to perpetuate their cluelessness and ineptitude in government. So I sympathize very strongly with people who are victims of those communal clashes. Yes, it's the duty of police, but Nigerian police cannot. They know they cannot. It's never me they have to say it. The average Nigerian out there who is truthful knows he cannot. They don't have what it takes to meet the modern day policing, and I strongly believe that if Nigeria does not rise to the occasion of insecurity, the insecurity will consume us all. Even the bandits, the Boko Haram, all those they are more organized, are more coordinated, more empowered, and more motivated, are more financially paid than the Nigerian police force, and they can fact check me on that statement.
Thank you so much, Honorable Shadrach Udugbai, for your time, for your analysis and your perspectives on the issues in the news this afternoon. I really appreciate you.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is always mine. Whenever you call me, my opinion are always available for public education.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have been listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Just before we wrap up, let's take a look at the top stories again. You heard that war in Ukraine has declared readiness for elections. Anambra APC members blast President Tinubu over federal appointment. Adeleke declared sole Accord Party candidate for Osun election, and PDP fought Fubara's defection to the APC. And that is a wrap on the World News at 12 on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for listening. Do stay tuned. The matters will come up by 1:30 p.m.